Now that Deji is in a position of finding the money and sending Dotun back to school, what do you think is going to happen? Now, let's go and find out in this part 2 of this story. I'll see you in the other side. Deji tried hard and he found the money. He saw things in the house. He saw the freezer. He saw the television. Gbemi was furious. She was boiling. But Deji had already made up his mind and nobody was going to change it. He gathered every money and sent Dotun to school. Years passed. Dotun finished. He came out well and found a good job, a job that was paying him well. Meanwhile, Gbemi made sure Dayo also went to university, but she did not send him to any ordinary school. She pushed Deji to send Dayo to a private university, the best one she could find. She wanted Dayo to come out and be bigger than Dotun. She wanted her son to overshadow him completely. But life did not cooperate with Gbemi's plan. Dayo finished school and could not find a good job. He was managing something that was very, very small. Meanwhile, Dotun's salary was sitting comfortably far above what Dayo was earning. One evening, Gbemi was alone in the bedroom. She was thinking on the bed. Her mind was running. She was thinking about everything, about Dayo, about Dotun, about how it was supposed to go differently. She sat there talking to herself. God, why? Why would this boy have everything? The child whose mothers die, he has everything, and my own son is struggling. Why? She is. Dotun, why can't you just follow your mother? Why are you still here enjoying life? She thought for a moment, then said, no problem. I will deal with you. I will make your life miserable. Just watch and see. Few days later, Gbemi started. She came to meet Deji in the sitting room. Deji was just relaxing. Gbemi sat down beside him and started talking. Deji, this thing is not fair at all. Deji look at her. What thing? This Dotun situation. See how that boy is living fine and our own son Dayo is struggling. Is that how it's supposed to be? Deji kept quiet for a moment. Then he turned and looked at his wife. Gbemi. Then Gbemi snapped. What? Deji continued. Which Dotun situation? What situation are you talking about? Then Gbemi replied, I am talking about. Then Deji cut in. No. He sat up straight. Wait, let me understand what you are saying. Are you comparing my two sons right now? Is that what is happening here? I am saying, Gbemi, his voice dropped low. Dotun is your son too. He is your son too. So where is this comparison coming from, eh? Where? Gbemi eased and looked away. Don't do that, Deji said. Don't ease at me. Answer the damn question. Where is the comparison coming from? I am just saying Dayo should also what? Deji stood up slowly. Dayo went to school. I pay for it. I pay for a private university because you wanted it. I did everything you asked me to do. So what exactly is the problem now? What do you want from me, Gbemi? Gbemi folded her arms. I just feel like, hey, Gbemi. Deji pointed at her. Don't start what you cannot finish. Oh, I am warning you. I am warning you from today because I have seen this thing before. I know where this road is going and I do not want to go there with you. He moved closer. I do not want the situation where you will turn my sons against each other. I have seen this coming for a long time. I am telling you now, Do not do it. Do not do it. Gbemi opened her mouth. I am done, Deji said. He picked up his phone and walked out of that sitting room, leaving Gbemi sitting there alone, hot and angry. But you know Gbemi was not done at all. She was just getting started. Dotun, on the other hand, was focused and worked so hard while sending money home every month. Money for his father, money for Igbemi, and he was just being a good son and doing well for himself. But at the back of his mind, he knew it was time to find a good woman and settle down. So he was looking, but he was not desperate at all. Then one afternoon, Dotun went to a supermarket. He was picking up a few things when he mistakenly walked straight into someone. He looked up. The woman looked up. They both froze. Victoria. Dotun. Hey! That is how it starts. Victoria was their deputy class rep back in school. She was sharp, quiet, and very smart. Dotun remember her well. They stood there in that supermarket, laughing and talking like no time had passed at all. They exchanged numbers before they left, and from that day, something just clicked between them. They started seeing each other, calling, visiting, going out. Everything was smooth and easy. They genuinely liked each other. Several months passed, but Dotun knew Victoria was the one for him. Months passed, and things between Dotun and Victoria were going very well. Dotun was already planning in his head how to do the introduction, when to bring her home, how to do everything properly. Then one afternoon his phone rang. It was his father. Dotun, my son. Daddy, good afternoon, sir. How are you today? I am fine, my son. Listen, your stepmother and I are planning to come to Lagos. There is a small ceremony we want to attend. We will be coming next weekend. Ah, Daddy, no problem at all. You are very welcome. I will even use the opportunity to introduce both of you to my fiancé. We were already planning to come home before. Ah, Deji Cotton, Dotun. So if I did not call you now, you will not have said anything, Abi. You were just going to keep this thing to yourself. Daddy, it is not like that, oh. Then what is it like? You have a fiancé and your father does not know? Your father that is still alive and well. How long have you people been together, eh? Daddy, I was going to tell you now. Tell me when? On the wedding day? Eh? Daddy, Dotun laughed. It is not like that now. I was waiting for the right time. Everything just happened fast, and I wanted to be sure before I brought it to you. Sure of what? Sure of what exactly, Dotun? Is she not a human being? What were you waiting for to be sure about? Daddy, I am sure now. That is why I am telling you. Deji is. You and your mouth. Okay, fine. So tell me about her. Who is she? Where is she from? Her name is Victoria, sir. We were actually classmates in school. She was our deputy class rep. Oh, the voice softened a little. So you people have known each other for a long time. Yes, sir. We just reconnected recently and everything just fell into place. Deji was quiet for a moment, then said, hope she is a good woman, oh. Oh, Daddy, she is a very good woman. You will see for yourself when you come. Okay, Deji said. Then his voice went serious again. But Dotun, next time something like this is happening in your life, you will call me first. You hear me? I am your father. Yes, sir. I hear you, daddy. Good, Deji said. Then quietly, I am happy for you, my son. Dotun smiled. Thank you, daddy. But on the other side of that house in Akure, Gbemi had been listening. She did not say a word though while Deji was on the phone. She just sat there, but her mind was already calculating. Deji came back inside after dropping the call and sat down beside Gbemi. That was Dotun, he said, smiling. The boy has a fiancée. Her name is Victoria. They were classmates in school. Gbemi looked at him. Then she looked away. Did you hear what I said? I heard you, she said flatly. Deji waited for her to say something more. She said nothing. Just sat there with her face straight. Gbemi, is that all you have to say? Your stepson is getting married. Gbemi eased quietly and shifted on her seat. So far he thinks we are witches. Nothing concerns me with his shenanigans. Let him marry. What does it have to do with me? Deji looked at his wife for a long moment, then he shook his head and said nothing. The following weekend, Deji and Gbemi came to Lagos. Dotun had prepared everything. Victoria was there looking calm and decent. They sat together, ate together and talked about the wedding plans. Dotun was explaining the dates they were thinking about, the introduction, how they wanted to do everything properly. Deji was happy, genuinely happy. You could see it on his face. He kept nodding and smiling and asking questions. Gbemi sat there and smiled too. She laughed when everybody laughed. She said the right things at the right time. She held Victoria's hand and said, "You are welcome, my daughter." But her eyes were saying something completely different. They got back to Akure that evening. Deji was still in a good mood. He was talking about Dotun and Victoria, saying how much he liked the girl, how mature Dotun had become. Gbemi was nodding. But the moment Deji went inside to rest, Gbemi picked up her phone and called Dayo. It rang twice. "Mommy, Dayo, my son, how are you?" "I am fine, mommy." "How was Lagos?" "It was fine," she said quickly. "Listen, when are you getting married?" "Mommy," Dayo voice shifted. "From where is this coming from now? What kind of question is that? I am asking you a simple question. When are you getting married?" "Mommy, are you serious right now?" Dayo laughed a dry laugh. "I can barely feed myself. Which woman will want to marry me like this?" "Mommy, where is this coming from?" "Don't worry about that at all," Gbemi said. Her voice was calm. "Mommy, I said don't worry about it," she cut in. "I have already found a wife for you." "Mommy, what do you mean you have found a wife for me?" "You heard what I said. I have found someone. She is a good girl, decent family. Everything is fine. You know what you are going to do for me right now?" Gbemi continue. "Just get ready for me. That is all I am telling you. Just get ready." Dayo froze for a moment. Then he burst out laughing. "Mommy!" "What?" "Mommy!" He laughed again. "So you went to Lagos and came back and now you want to marry me off? Just like that?" "Mommy, what happened in Lagos?" Gbemi said nothing. "Mommy, talk now. What happened?" "Nothing happened," she said. "Can a mother not think about her son's future? Is that a crime now?" "Mommy, you are not telling me something oh." "Dayo," her voice went firm. "I said just get ready. Stop asking me unnecessary questions." Dayo laughed. Yes, mommy, he said. Good, Gbemi said. She dropped the call and sat there in her room because she has had everything planned out. Hey, bestie, we don't really know what is going to happen to Victoria and Dotun because Gbemi is at the end of destroying everything and we don't know what is going to happen. So let's stay tuned and watch what is going to happen to them. Gbemi did not waste any time. The same day she dropped that call with Dayo, she went straight to her herbalist. She came back with two things, a powder and a lace fabric. Fine fabric, the kind that looked like a genuine gift. She sat down alone and did what she had to do with the fabric. Then she called Dayo. Dayo responded, "Hello, mommy. I am sending something to your house, a fabric, very fine lace. So I want you to take it to Dotun's house and give it to Victoria." Dayo keep quiet for a moment. Then he replied, "Mommy, why am I the one taking it?" "Because I am asking you to. Is that not enough reason?" "But mommy, I can just send it through dispatch." Dayo, her voice was flat. "Take the fabric yourself. Hand it over to her yourself. That is all I am saying." Dayo sighed. "Okay, mommy." Good. She dropped the call. Then she called Dotun. "Dotun, my son. Good afternoon, mommy. How are you? How is Victoria?" "We are fine, mommy. She is here." "Okay, good." Gbemi voice was warm and sweet. "Listen, I got a very fine lace for our wedding fabric. I want her to have it so she can see the sample and we can decide if we want to use it for the wedding. I am sending it through Dayo. He will bring it to the house." "Ah, mommy, thank you. That is very kind of you. She is my daughter now," Gbemi said softly. "I have to take care of her. I will tell her. She will be very happy. Okay, my son, greet her for me, oh." She dropped the call and sat back. The fabric reached Dayo the next day. He carried it and went to Dotun's house. Victoria opened the door and said, "Dayo, Dotun is not back yet, but come in. I won't stay. Mommy sent this for you." He brought it out and placed it directly in her hands. Victoria spread it open. "Hey, this is so fine. Your mommy really know fabric, oh." Dayo smiled. "I will tell her." They talked a little, then he left. The next morning, Victoria woke up and something was just off. She could not place it. She was restless. Her mind was not with her. She picked up her phone and called Dayo. "Are you home?" "Yes, why?" "I am coming." Victoria. She had already dropped the call. She picked her bags and walked out. One visit became two. Two became every day, and before anybody could explain anything, Victoria and Dayo were already dating. Then one day, Victoria packed her things and moved out of Dotun's house without any explanation. Dotun came back that evening and met an empty house. He called her. She picked. "Victoria, where are you? Your things are..." "Dotun, do not call me again." He froze. "What?" "We are done. Do not call me. Do not look for me." "Victoria, what did I do? Just talk to me. What happened? What did I..." "Dotun, I beg you in the name of God, do not call this number again." She cut the call. He called back. She did not pick. He went to her family house. They said she was not around. He asked her friends. Nobody could tell him anything useful. Weeks passed. Dotun was miserable. He was asking himself the same question every morning. What went wrong? He had no answer. He did not know, not even in his wildest thoughts, that the woman he was searching for was in his own brother's house. So Dayo and Victoria went to Deji and Gbemi's house. They sat down in that sitting room, looking comfortable, like people that had not done anything wrong. Dayo cleared his throat and said, "Daddy, Mommy, I bought Victoria. We want to marry." Deji looked at Dayo, then he looked at Victoria. Then he looked back at Dayo. "Who did you say you want to marry?" "Victoria, sir." This same Victoria that was supposed to marry your brother Dotun. Dayo shifted in his seat. "Daddy, it is not like..." "Get out." Dayo froze. "I said get out of my house. Both of you. Not under my watch. Not in this house. Never. Get out." Victoria opened her mouth. "Sir, please just listen. I never loved Dotun. It is Dayo that I love. My heart." "Your heart?" Deji laughed. A dry, short laugh. "Your heart. You people did not want to go, abi? No problem. I am coming." He stood up and walked inside. By the time he came out, he came back with a bucket of water and poured it on both of them. "Get out of my house now!" They jumped up, wet and shocked. Victoria was shaking. Dayo could not even talk. "If I see the two of you in the front of this house again..." Then Deji pointed at the door. "Get out." They grabbed their bags and ran out. The door had barely closed when Gbemi came out of the room. Her face was tight, her eyes were red and filled with anger. "Deji, what is wrong with you?" "Gbemi, do not start." "No, no, no, no." She stepped forward. "What is wrong with you? Your son came here to tell you he wants to marry. Instead of you to be happy, you poured water on him. You chased him out like a dog. What kind of father does that?" "Gbemi, that boy is my son." She cut him sharp. "My son said he wants to marry this woman. You are standing here trying to block his joy. I will not watch you ruin this. I will not watch you do this to him." Gbemi, listen. Gbemi, listen to yourself now. Deji voice dropped low and dangerous. "Do you know what you are saying? Do you know what your son has done? That is Dotun's woman. Dotun's woman. The same Dotun that is sending money to this house every month. The same Dotun." "Hey, mister, I don't care." Gbemi snapped. "This is my son's joy. This is my son's happiness, and I will support it with my full chest." Full chest, Deji. Deji looked at his wife, really looked at her. Then he said, "Over my dead body. That wedding will not happen. I mean, over my dead body. Not while I am alive. You and your son can go to hell." He turned and walked inside. Gbemi stood there alone in that sitting room, shaking, but not from sadness, but from anger. Deji was confused and did not know how to put his words together. He had to tell Dotun, but how? Every time he picked his phone to call him, he would drop the phone. What was he going to say? How do you call your son and tell him that his brother, the only one he grew up with, had taken this woman and that his own mother planned the whole thing? He tried several times. He would die, then cut the call. Days passed like that. Meanwhile, Dotun was not fine. He was walking, but it was lifeless. One evening, he called his friend John. "John, I need you to come over." Not long, John arrived. They sat down and Dotun opened up. He told him everything. Victoria's living and how he had searched everywhere for her and found nothing. John listened, then he shook his head and said, "Dotun, this is not normal. This thing you are describing is not normal at all." "What do you mean?" "I mean what I said. This is not ordinary. A woman that loved you like that just wake up one morning and disappear without no reason, no fights, nothing. Dotun, that is not how human being behaves. Dotun sighed in confusion. I know somebody, John said. A pastor. Let us go and see him. Just come with me. Everything will be fine. They both went to the pastor. When they got there, he prayed. After the prayer, he opened his eyes and looked at Dotun carefully. My son, I want you to do something. Sir, travel to Akure, go and see your parents, but before you go, buy a white lace fabric. Take it with you as a gift. Dotun frowned. Sir, those are the same people I send money to every month. I was not planning to go to Akure anytime soon. Things are tight for me right now. My son, the pastor cut in gently. Go next weekend. Do not wait. Go next weekend. Dotun opened his mouth to talk again. Next weekend, the pastor repeated. Dotun closed his mouth and nodded slowly. Dotun travelled down, and when he got to Akure that Saturday afternoon, he entered his father compound and stopped. Right there in the middle of that compound, Dayo and Victoria were leaning down. Gbemi and her friend were standing over them praying. Fabric everywhere. It was an introduction. Dotun stood at the gate and could not move. His eyes went to Victoria. Is Victoria the same woman that packed her things and disappeared without a word? And she was right there, dressed up, kneeling down, doing introduction with his own stepbrother. He said nothing. He just stood there confused. Then Gbemi looked up and saw him. Their eyes locked and something happened. Then immediately, Gbemi's face changed. Her eyes went wide. Then she remembered. The herbalist had warned her. He told her clearly, do not let Dotun see your face before the wedding is done. If he sees you face to face before they marry, there will be consequences. Gbemi will lose her mind and Victoria will come back to her senses. But it was too late. They had already seen each other. Victoria jumped up from her kneeling position like something shocked her. What am I doing here? Everybody froze. Why am I dressed like this? What is going on? What is happening? She was looking around confused, touching her clothes, looking at her hands. Dayo, why am I here? What is this? Dayo stood up slowly. Victoria, do not touch me. She stepped back. What is going on? Somebody should talk to me now. What is this place? Why am I here? The compound went silent. Then Gbemi started laughing abnormally. She started walking in circles, talking to herself. Her eyes were no longer focused. Dotun's eyes were still on Victoria. Victoria turned and saw him standing at the gate. She looked at him for a long time. Then her face broke down. Dotun, he said nothing. Dotun, I swear I did not know what happened to me. Oh, I do not know how I get here. I do not even know anything. Please, Dotun, please believe me. I know. Dotun said quietly, I know you did not do this to yourself. Then please forgive me. Please let us go back. Whatever happened, I don't. Victoria, he stopped her gently. I believe you. I believe every word you are saying right now, but I cannot. He shook his head slowly. I cannot go back. Every time I look at you, I will remember this day. I will remember all of it. I cannot carry that. I cannot do that to you or to myself. Victoria covered her mouth, tears streaming down her face. Dotun looked at her one last time, then he looked away. It was at this point that Gbemi started confessing what just pouring out from her mouth. She was saying how she went to the herbalist, she got the fabric, how she put something on it before sending it to Victoria, how she planned everything from the beginning, how she had planned since the day she had Dotun was getting married. The whole compound had everything. Then Deji walked in. He looked at his compound. He looked at Gbemi. He looked at the introduction setup. He looked at Dayo. He stood there and looked at everything in there. Then he spoke. So because I was not around, you people went behind my back and did all these things. Okay, no problem. I will deal with all of you mercilessly. He went inside. He came out with a cutlass. Benny! People scattered. Two men rushed and grabbed him. They were struggling with him, pulling the cutlass away. Did you calm down now? Calm down. Leave me, oh, leave me, oh. Let me deal with this woman. God has already dealt with her now. Leave her. Deji was breathing hard. His chest was going up and down. He looked at Gbemi, who was still scattered, still talking to herself and still laughing. He dropped his hand. Then Dotu turned to his father. Daddy, Deji looked at his son. You knew all these things and you said nothing to me. Dotu, my son, Daddy, all my life this woman did things to me and you were there. You saw everything, but you kept quiet. Every time you kept quiet. Dotu, how was I supposed to come and tell you something like this now? Daddy, Dotun cutting. Even before all this, when I was a child, when she was maltreating me, when she was making my life miserable, you were there. You saw it, but you did nothing. You kept quiet and watched. Then you looked down. I thought living with you meant I had a father. I thought because you said you loved my mother, that meant something. But every time this woman raised her hand against me, you looked away. Except for grandma. Only grandma stood for me, and she's gone now. His eyes were wet, but his voice did not shake. I don't know if I can forgive you, Daddy, but I will try. I will just try and be calm. No problem, oh. No problem. I will not say anything. I will not say anything. He turned and walked away from that compound. The herbalist work came through completely. Gbemi was never the same again after that day. She was not seen in that compound. Nobody knew where she went. People said different things, but nobody could confirm anything. As for Dayo, the herbalist had said plainly, the day Victoria regained her senses, Dayo will never be successful in life and will never marry. And that is exactly how it happened. Dayo's life stood still. Nothing moved. Nothing happened. But Dotun picked up his life. He forgave his father. And after 2 years, he found another love. He got married to the woman and they gave birth to two beautiful children. Bestie, I believe by this time you have finished watching this story. I don't really know what to say at this point because I'm short of words. A lot of messages was passed to us through the course of us watching this story. What I can say is that greediness can lead to a lot of things. When you feel like you can do and undo, definitely there will be consequences to every action. I want you to like my video, share, subscribe with your loved ones until we bring another one into your way. I will see you. Bye, bestie.